My name is Oluwatofumi. This is my story. It all happened years ago when I was 14. I was born and brought up in a home filled with conflicts and tears. My parents are like strangers to themselves. They are always occupied with work and never for a day did they care about me or think about my well-being. My mom often say I am a curse to her, and my dad calls me a bastard and not his blood. I often find solace and happiness in my neighborhood with my peers. One fateful day, tragedy struck. I was playing with my friends in the neighborhood as usual when I heard my name. Fumi, 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 my mom called. As I approached her, my mom and dad pounced on me, slapping, blowing while dragging me to the house. My parents stripped me naked and my dad flogged me mercilessly with his belt. I could hear my mom saying, "You finally brought shame to me and have always caused me pain since I bet you." I began pleading, even though I had no idea what was going on or why was I being flogged. I could hear my dad saying, "You this witch, I will kill you someday," as he dashed into the kitchen and came out with a cup full of grounded dry pepper. Before I realized what was about to happen, he had turned the dry pepper on me. I screamed in pain. Such pain is one I won't wish for my enemy. Apparently, someone in my neighborhood had gone to tell my parents that she saw my friends and I touching ourselves in our intimate part. I tried letting my mom know that such never happened, but nothing I said made sense to her. That night, as little as I was, I prayed for death but didn't see it. I asked myself, why do my parents hate me this much? Why do I get treated this way? Around 7 a.m. the next day, I heard my mom calling my name. Little me scared that she's going to scold me for waking up late. Only for her to tell me, "Fumi, get dressed, we are going to the hospital." My parents drove me down to the hospital. Getting there, we met Mr. Shola, the doctor, who happens to be my dad's best friend, and our family doctor. Mr. Shola is a nice man who gives me hamper of treats whenever he stops over at our house to have dinner with his family. My parents had what I would call a brief conversation with Mr. Shola. He called me in and told my parents to excuse us, that I will be out in 30 minutes time. Mr. Shola asked me to climb the bed and I did. He then said, "Fumi, I know you are innocent and you did nothing wrong to deserve all of this." For the first time in my life, I felt held. I felt alive again knowing someone has the same age as my father understands me. His next words were, "I am going to take away this pain of yours and make you feel good again." He ordered me to take off my underwear while lying on the bed. I innocently did, and he dipped his fingers in my private part. I felt a very sharp pain, and he quickly closed my mouth before I could let out a scream. He said to me, "Fumi, things will get worse for you if your parents get to know that you're not complying." The fear of my parents rendered me mute. Mr. Shola then took off his trouser while telling me that he is about to make me feel good. It was my first time seeing a full-grown adult's genital. He roughly spreaded my legs and put his manhood inside my private part. It sent down a shocking pain to my marrow. With the fear of being hurt by the nurses and especially my parents, I bore the pain. Soon after it was done, I noticed blood flowing down my legs. Mr. Shola hurriedly placed me on the bed and wiped out the blood stain on my body. He then pushed a handful of cotton wool into my private part. He said to me, "I just made your period come out earlier than its usual time. So when you get home, take that cotton wool out and wear a pad. I will also give you some medicine. And whatever happened between us should be kept a secret, else I will end your life before your parents. I nodded in pain and fear. Mr. Shola took me to my parents and he told them that they had nothing to worry about. My life of pain, agony, ridicule started from that moment. I later realized that my parents took me to Mr. Shola to know if I was still a virgin and if my hymen was still intact. I used to think my parents were evil, but later realized that they were devils. Mr. Shola's abuse went on and on. He comes to our house after my school closes just to forcefully have his way with me. As a young teenage girl, my whole existence was cursed. The constant abuse, negligence, cruelty continued for years. I was already 16. I thought of ways to end the pain several times. I was subjected to every term of sexual abuse Mr. Shola could think of. My parents, on the other hand, never stopped abusing me. They pounced on me every single time, without any reason. I always dreamt of having a better life, but those dreams shattered. On a fateful day, I overheard my mom and dad's argument. I got to find out the shocking truth of my life. It turned out that I was truly a bastard, like my dad always said. He married my mom while she already had me for an unknown man. And now they couldn't bear children. Their pain, their anger were all dumped on me as my trauma. The hatred I had for my parents grew more. I was at the peak of exploding every single day. I already thought of a way to end it all. Mr. Shola came to our house as usual. I was asked to serve dinner, and I served them the best meal to enjoy on their way to hell. I thought them being no more would bring me peace, but it turned out I was wrong, because the earth reminds me of them. It's been years already, yet my trauma keeps getting played. I know you all must be wondering where I am right now. This is me. I am writing down my story because it might be the last time you all will hear from me. I wonder what it will feel like seeing the people that caused me pain in hell. Please like, subscribe and hit on the notification button so as to get notified when I post new videos.